Good morning folks, welcome back to the channel. Out at the Bunya Mountains National Park this week. I'll put a map up so you can see where that's located. Beautiful part of Queensland, subtropical as you can see by the surroundings behind me. So just got here about 10 AM this morning, just set up camp. Pretty quick and easy, just chucked the tent up to be honest, just to grab a spot. It is a popular place, being the home of the Bunya Pine Trees, which I'll show you. I'm going to head out to a hike tomorrow morning. And I'll show you the major one here, the biggest one in the world, or the biggest naturally grown one. Very interesting pine tree. The actual pine cones themselves are the size of my head. They're massive. And they only fruit about every 3 or 4 years. So later in the year, they're actually due to fruit again. So I'm hoping to be able to get back here maybe around December time. It'll be quite warm, but just to have a look at one of those. So yeah, very, very interesting trees. So I'll have to excuse all the huffing and puffing as I walk up this mountain, but yeah, looking forward to showing you guys the view at the top. Welcome to the view from Mount Kangaroo. Absolutely stunning. Looking out west of Queensland here. We're on the top of the Great Dividing Range, which goes up the east coast of Australia. Beautiful view up here, absolutely fantastic. Just on 10 to 11 now, so just enjoying the sunshine as I take in the view. Haven't seen any of the Bunya pines thus far. It might be that they're all on the eastern side of the actual range itself, so looking forward to seeing some of those either later today or early tomorrow morning. Interestingly, the Bunya pine is one of only 7 native species in Australia. The Australian trees are mostly eucalyptus trees, gum trees as we call them, and hardwood. So it's actually quite rare to find native pine trees when you're out in the bush in and around Australia. So just going to sit here and take in this view for a moment, have some chocolate, and head back down and look for another hike. Just thought I'd stop and show you these grass trees, guys. They're a very, very slow growing tree. They grow about 1 inch a year. So to give you an idea, I'm 6'4", so these guys here be at least 10 feet or more. So you're looking at trees that are over 120 years old, and you can see, not that tall for a 120-year-old tree. They actually require fire to regenerate, to burn up the trunk and release their seeds, being a native tree. But yeah, really lovely to get into a national park and see them this old and this age. Absolutely fantastic. Just hiked up to a lookout to see the sunset tonight, and as you can see from the view in front of me, absolutely stunning. Just a beautiful evening. Must be about 18 degrees Hardly a breath of wind on this side of the range, just gorgeous. Alright, tonight we are having steak with some Asian noodles. So let's get this steak into the pan and cooking. A bit of salt and pepper. An absolutely stunning evening. The full moon's out now, which is lovely, rising up in front of me. So we'll get this guy into the frying pan and we'll chuck some water on. Okay, so we have some lovely noodles. We will add to that just a little bit of the sauce. And then we'll put the rest over the steak. Let's have a look at how this steak worked out. Okay, well, it looks pretty good. Let's have a look at that. Perfect. Excellent. Now we'll just add a bit more salt and pepper. Not a lot because we do have the sauce. Okay. Well, this is certainly going to be filling, that's for sure. Add the rest of the sauce. That looks fantastic. Let's have a taste. That is absolutely delicious. Okay, I'm going to sit down and relax and enjoy this meal now, guys, and I'll sign up for tonight and see you all in the morning. Well, good morning. 7:05, just out on the track this morning, heading down to a waterfall, and this large bunya pine I was telling you about, apparently it's the biggest in, I'm not sure if Australia or in the world, probably the biggest in the world from a naturally grown point of view. The pine trees, as I said, are indigenous to Australia, so I'm going to head down to a waterfall, see if we can get some footage of that, and check out this largest pine, or largest bunya pine in Australia, and I'll bring you along for the ride this morning. Beautiful sleep overnight, 10 degrees Celsius, which was fantastic, really comfortable sleeping. Lovely quiet campsite again, which was brilliant. Just the start of the school holidays, so I expect it to be louder, but yeah, no one turned up and made any noise last night, so that was absolutely fantastic. So looking forward to this hike. Well, this is the biggest bunya pine in the world. Not sure if you can make it out or not, but at the top here he splits into two. Well, I'm not sure if you can hear me or not, but this is Festoon Falls. Pretty slow at the moment. I've seen a lot of rain lately, so it's pretty quiet here, but yeah, absolutely beautiful. So the hike was really lovely this morning. Wasn't too many people out, which was good. Probably about 2 or 3 groups, which is great. Some of them a little bit noisy, but you get that, that's all right. But yeah, got to see some lovely spots. Not much water in the waterfalls, which was disappointing, but that's the time of year. It is the dry season here in Queensland, so we don't get a lot of water in the waterfall. So probably one of those things you have to come back to in the summertime or the end of spring, after we've had a few storms and rain. But overall, yeah, just very, very pretty spot. Well, this morning was all cloudy, foggy and very cool. In the afternoon we come back for another hike on the east side of the range, and it is just stunning. According to my car, it's about 19 degrees Celsius, so just perfect. Beautiful on a Saturday afternoon if you're coming out hiking here. Going down to another couple of falls. Not sure there's going to be much in the way of water flow, so we'll see when we get here. But to be honest, I'm just happy to get out and do the hike. Just absolutely love this. As you can see around me, I'll just spin around so you can have a bit of a look. The forest here is just beautiful. One of the greatest places in Queensland, I must admit. You really are spoilt for choice. It's interesting that Queensland's really known for its beaches, the Gold Coast, surfing, all that type of stuff, the Great Barrier Reef. And yet the reality is, it's just as nice in the interior. Because the Great Dividing Range goes up the east coast, as I said, you end up with these beautiful subtropical areas, lovely hikes, and plenty of places to explore away from the beaches and away from the crowds. And to be honest, this is what I really enjoy. One of my favourite things to do is to find a hike that's not popular. Typically when you go onto websites and so forth and forums, you can see the ones that are really, really popular, that people all swarm along. And Whilst that's great, there's obviously something at the end of the hike that people want to see, lookouts and so forth. It's always nice just to have one to yourself. The interesting thing about, of course, subtropical Queensland and hiking is that any time before 11 AM, it's pretty much dark inside the trees. So it's not until you get to about now, between 11 and 11:30, that the sun's high enough to actually come into the actual canopy itself and down to the ground. And then you get these beautiful areas to hike in. Just a stunning time in the year to be hiking. 25 degrees maximum Celsius today, which is perfect. So yeah, I've got the whole place to myself out here, and it is just delightful. Okay, just out the Gillinghams lookout here. Thought I'd give you guys an update on where I'm at with my canoe. Met with Dan this week, which was great. He's got a couple of big orders to put in for Tasmania at the moment. He's got a new distributor down there, which is great for his business. Post that, he's then going to get on to making the 11-foot canoes, which will include mine in that batch, which will be great. So I'm hoping 2 to 3 weeks it should be finished. The other great news he shared with me was that on the 2nd of October, he'll be having an open day out at his property. So if you are interested in looking at a canoe of any type, size or shape, definitely worth having a chat with Dan and Sue out there. You'll be able to try them in the actual Brisbane River itself, so you'll be able to have a paddle around of the different sizes and so forth. And as I've said before, the great thing about Dan and Sue is they live the lifestyle. So you're not just talking to a person who sells backpacks and hiking gear one day, then canoes the next day. These guys live and breathe canoes, and they can give you all the information you'd ever want on the canoeing lifestyle. So other than that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for this week. Thank you for coming along on my latest video. Really enjoyed getting out here into the Bunya Mountains National Park. Beautiful, beautiful area. Highly encourage you to come out this way if you're in the Queensland or southeast Queensland. Well worth a visit. And I look forward to seeing you all in 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.